8:33, everyone, and state lawmakers pushing a bill that would force local law enforcement agencies to report to federal authorities every time that a migrant is arrested.
Yeah, this in response to the recent wave of crimes involving asylum seekers. So joining us this morning is the head of the New York office for U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE, Director Ken Genalo. So good morning to you, Ken. Thanks for being with us.
Outstanding. Good morning. Thank you for having me.
All right, so let's talk about the latest. So the federal agents arrested a 19-year-old for allegedly stealing at the Queens Center Mall. And we were all surprised to find out that he is also allegedly involved with that attack on the NYPD officers. So what's the latest on that? I mean, is he now being held without bail?
Well, I mean, right now, ongoing operations, current operations, I usually don't speak about them while we're still dealing with certain individuals. So all I can let you know is that ICE, the women and men of ICE, are out in the community every day looking for public safety threats, criminal non-citizens. It's a job, it's a mission that's very important, and I love to come on and educate people so they realize how important the work that ICRO in New York and across the country does.
So are you in favor of, when you hear that a migrant or asylum seeker has committed a crime, or allegedly committed a crime, right, in deporting them back to where they came from rather than letting the criminal system, justice system play out here?
Well, I mean, as far as my opinion, I'm going to give you basically what ICRO wants to be done. And
okay.
We love to see the cases go to completion for local judges, because that's the justice system. But ERO, it doesn't matter if the subject has
What's ERO?
It's enforcement removal operations. Okay. And it doesn't matter if the individual has a conviction or just even arrest for a significant crime. We can take those individuals into custody and they'd be placed into removal proceedings. Every non-citizen is afforded the right to an attorney. Every non-citizen is afforded a right to a trial. So what we would like to see in ERO, New York City, and obviously across the country, is that when they have these so-called sanctuary policies, we would just love for the mayor's office, the governor's office, just to revisit them.
Yeah.
I mean, we're here to help. We want to help, but when the policies go into effect, which they did, 10 years ago, and then additional ones about 4 to 8 years ago, it basically just stopped all of the cooperation between our law enforcement partners on the city and state levels.
Yeah, can you talk about the coordination then when something like this happens between local authorities and the ICE?
So unfortunately, in the press conference I had the other day, I had brought this up about, we have databases that let us know when individuals are arrested. Unfortunately, in New York City, there's hundreds of arrests each week. So we want to try and go after the most violent crimes, the most heinous individuals. And the ones from the other day that involved the attack on the NYPD officers, we didn't know about it, but we found out it through the media.
Wow.
And as a law enforcement agency, I mean, we're supposed to be collaborating with our law enforcement partners, and it would be so much easier if we were just contacted or called. I mean, there is these issues that arise here in New York about our detainers, ICE detainers, because of the sanctuary policies that have been put in place. NYPD, Rikers Island Department of Corrections does not honor our detainers. And every one of our detainers is accompanied by an administrative warrant. And this is where some of the semantics come into play between state law and federal law. So the state entities basically say, well, if you give us a judicial warrant, which is signed by a judge, a U.S. magistrate, or a criminal judge, we'll release the individual back into your custody.
It sounds messy.
It is, because we have the authority. We provide them with administrative warrants that are authorized by the INA, which is the Immigration and Nationalization Act, and 8 CFR, which is the Code of Federal Regulations, which grants us the power to issue these detainers and these warrants.
So, but just so I'm clear, right? Because you said that you want the criminal justice system to play out fully, which means that those arrested for the Times Square system would go to a court and get heard by the judge. And then the system would play out. If they're found guilty, they would get deported via ICE.
True. I mean, but if they were released, we would take them into custody if they were cooperating with us.
But still let the trial play out.
Absolutely, because we can work with the local authorities. When we have individuals in our custody, they can provide us with writs where they writ them out of our custody and they bring them to
The warrants that you held that press conference with, I watched it with Nicole Maliotakis and other Republican leaders, were calling for these warrants to be issued. We're giving back the power to the city to let you guys have these warrants. What's not taking place?
Well, but the sanctuary policy is in place. First of all, there's no cooperation, so there's no contact or collaboration between, local law enforcement, NYPD, and ICRO. The detainers are not on it. So if someone goes to Rikers, we drop a detainer, we issue an immigration detainer. They're going to release the individual back into the community without contacting us. So then my staff have to go out into the community looking for the individual, whether he's still in the same spot, which is doubtful. They move around. They can, go to different areas. They go out of state. So number one, the quickliness and the timeliness of trying to apprehend them is gone. We're behind the 8 ball now because they've been released out into the field.
So what would you say needs to be done so that it's a much more efficient process?
Look, I mean, I would love to sit down at the table with the New York City mayor, the office, city council, the governor's office. We just want them to revisit the policies so we can take these violent criminals into our custody and they're not out at large in the community and they could go through immigration proceedings at that time. And we could still honor the local proceedings if they so wish to have it continued.
Understood. All right. Keep us posted on if those conversations happen, right? It's a big topic that I don't think is going away anytime soon.
No.
ICE Director Ken Genalo, great to have you here this morning.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for your time.